Hi everyone, and welcome back. Hebrews chapter 2 verse 1 reminds us that we are not to drift away from what we have heard. Paul takes us a little bit deeper in 2 Timothy 1 verse 12, where he says, I am ready to suffer for the things that I have heard, because I am not ashamed. I believe, and I am fully persuaded that God is able to keep these things that I've committed to him until that day. So that's the attitude of heart that God is looking for from you and I. You see, we can know many things in our heads. We can believe what people say. We can believe the preacher. We can even read and believe the Bible. We could hear testimonies and believe those testimonies. But what we have in our head needs to come into our heart and become reality. And we need to become people that are fully persuaded. And this is what holds us and will prevent us from drifting away from God's plan and purpose for our lives. You know, many years ago, I found myself swimming in the ocean, and I had got caught up in the current. And it was very subtle. I didn't feel the current. But suddenly I saw the gap between where I was and the rest of the swimmers was growing bigger and bigger. And when I looked behind me, I realized there was some rocks, and I was heading for the rocks and heading for disaster. And so it is with many Christians. We can allow issues to come into our lives, questions, doubts, uncertainties, things that separate us from the other people of God, things that cause us to draw back a little bit. And we don't realize that in doing so, we allow the current of our emotions, the current of our feelings, the current of the situation to take us away from what God has planned and purposed for us. And we can end up on the rocks and in serious, serious trouble. You know, we must be careful of public opinion. We must be careful of all the stuff that's coming through on the internet and through social media. We need to even guard our ears to what perhaps other Christians are talking about. You and I, we need to be fully persuaded in our hearts to keep our heart in that place where the Holy Spirit is writing His truth, and we're able to stand firm, to believe unequivocally that Jesus is the only way, that sin is dangerous, that we need to take up our cross and follow Jesus, and that one day we'll be with Him in glory. These are the absolutes. These are things that are indisputable. We need to hold on to the truth, stand firm, and not allow ourselves to be taken by the current. So today, be careful. God bless.